Alright, so this is my Kimono deck. It's pretty simple and straightforward because you're just going to use all the Kimono ninjas, and then you're going to throw in some tech cards, stuff to fill in the spaces since there's not that many kimonos from in the set of weapons of war. We start off with Hinata. When this ninja is put into play, flip a coin. When you flip a coin due to one of your effects, if the result is heads, your opponent must discard one card. If tails, give 1 damage to one of your ninjas. So, obviously, you definitely want to get this effect over and over again so that way your opponent keeps losing cards. So that way you have hand advantage against your opponent. And of course, this effect can trigger multiple times because it's when you flip a coin due to one of your effects. So the more effects of coin flipping you have, the better. So you see right off the bat she already triggers her own ability, and then if you play another ninja that has a flip ability, which you would in this deck of course, you'll trigger her effect again, as well as the new ninja will get their effect. So we have 10-10. She comes into play, flip a coin. When you flip a coin due to one of your effects, if the result is heads, draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. If it's tails, move the top 3 cards of your deck to your discard pile. Now this build is simple and a little straightforward. Nothing too fancy. I'm not adding extra abilities in this deck, especially not any abilities to specifically force the results to be heads as opposed to tails. I'm just letting it roll as the coin flips, right? Flip a coin when this comes into play. When you flip a coin due to one of your effects, if the result is heads, draw 1 card. If it's tails, this ninja becomes a 0/0 during this turn. So you got another draw card in there, so that's always good. Gotta have the hand advantage. Comes into play, flip a coin. When you flip a coin due to one of your effects, if the result is heads, remove 1 ninja with an interest cost of 1 or less from its team. So it's a good way of getting rid of any 1-drops and 0-drops, especially like a 1-drop Karen that might be on your opponent's side if you definitely want to get rid of something like that. If tails, your opponent places a growth coin on one of their ninjas. So there's that. Of course, we're gonna play Karen. Absorption valid. EOJ. Do not exchange jutsu or mission phase. Move 1 card in your opponent's discard pile to the chakra area and heal one of your ninjas. Obviously you want to keep these kimonos ninjas on the field long enough for them to be able to utilize their effects multiple times. Comes into play, flip a coin. If you flip a coin and the result is heads, all your female ninjas get +1/+ during this turn, so that's pretty nice. If tails, discard 1 of your male ninjas, which don't matter since this is largely female. The only male would be technically Toby, but you never really summon him. So he's just there so that we can banish him, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. That's how you'll be using them. He's just there to thin out the deck. And to fill it up, gotta fill up some space. We have Uncle. You player, flip a coin. When you flip a coin and the result is heads, place a growth coin on one of your ninjas. If it's tails, discard 2 of your chakra. Obviously you don't really use chakra like that much in this deck, so that doesn't even matter. Kurenai. When you player, flip a coin. When you flip a coin and it's heads, all male ninjas cannot be the user of jutsu cards during this turn, which is always good. Um, so you don't have to worry about when you attack and then somebody, playing a jutsu with one of their male ninjas, right? So that's always good. If the results is tails, oh, oops, sorry. All players draw a card. Not too bad. You'll have more hand advantage than your opponent anyway, so letting them get one card is not a big deal since you're getting a card as well. So it doesn't matter which result you get. And then of course, Tsunade. Interesting enough, I don't play jutsus as much. I don't prefer jutsus as much as I prefer missions. So her second ability, if you have 3 or more other female ninjas, move 1 win jutsu card from your discard pile to your hand, won't really apply since there's no jutsus in this deck. But she does have an effect where you can pay 1 chakra, so it's the only one that has that ability so far, to flip a coin, and of course you'll use her to trigger all your other kimonos effects off in one shot. So just for 1 chakra, you can just start wreaking havoc on your opponent and just have a whole bunch of crazy fun. That's the thing, it makes the game interesting when you don't know what's going to happen until it happens. But if you're good at flipping a coin, you could get heads, more often than not. You could use a coin flipping app if you want to be more trustworthy, as it were, because of, I could flip a coin in a way that it increases my chances of getting heads. So that would be considered cheating if I have a method to try to get heads more often than not. So using a random, an app that can randomize, that's a little more trustworthy because that's taking the human element out and kind of leaving it up to chance, leaving it up to a randomized algorithm, right? Because you don't want to trust your opponent to flip a coin for you, right? Because they're more likely to try to flip it against you, so they'll probably get more tails than heads, so they'll benefit more than you. So that's where it becomes problematic when you can flip a coin in such a way where it benefits you, which is good. You want benefits, but at the same time, it's bad. What I'm trying to say, it's etiquette. It's bad etiquette. That's what I'm trying to say. It's bad etiquette. It's unsportsmanlike if you're going to manipulate something. Because this is the whole coin flipping is meant to be a 50-50 thing, right? It's meant to be random. If you can manipulate so it's not really random, then it's not random. Then it defeats the purpose, right? That's all I'm saying. But if you can, if no one complains and no one has a problem with you flipping a coin, and you happen to be good at flipping a coin, then this deck will benefit you greatly. Alright, so we got Ino's tiers. You want to search out, your specific ninjas. Mostly wind. The deck is half earth, half wind. So the targets for Ino's tiers would be obviously Tsunade if you want, and Kurenai. You can get Shizune. You can get Sakura. So those are your main targets. Sakura, she gives you the ability to draw. Shizune, I read her effect, right? Yeah, she powers up all your ninjas, female ninjas. Kurenai makes it where your opponent's male ninjas, or makes all male ninjas unable to use jutsus, so that's always good. The ability to manipulate that stuff. So you'll play this card. Discard 1 win card, so you have to discard a win card. It could always be a mission card or one of your extra copies of one of your win attribute Kimono girls. And I get 2 win ninjas. Then we got Shikamaru's Decision. Unless you target one of your ninjas, search your deck for a ninja card with an interest cost less than or equal to X. Reveal it, and at its end, X equals the target's mental power. If the target is Shikamaru, obviously you can search for any ninja card instead, and then draw 1 card if you search for a female ninja. But there's no Shikamaru. Most of the female ninjas in this deck have a mental power of 1 or 2. There's one that has 3. If I'm right, that's Tsunade. Yeah, she has a mental power of 3. Kurenai has a mental power of 2. The Anko mental power 2. Shizune has has a mental power of 1. So you get the idea. So it kind of like the higher the interest cost of the ninja you're targeting, the more likely they have a lower mental power, which lets you get a lower entrance ninja. And you want to get, you know, your 0-drop Hinatas and 10-10s and your Sakuras, and then, you know, get your Inos and slowly build up. You know, it's good for getting, you know, specific pieces, especially the earth ones. Since Ino's tiers mainly gets the wind ones, you use Shikamaru's to get you the earth attribute Kimono ninjas. Of course, since this is largely a female ninja deck, Kunoichi battle. Can't use medical ninjas, so Kunoichi battle. So this will be one of your win conditions to allow you to try to deal as much damage as possible. Then we got pretty simple draw card. Draw 3, then move 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck, which is better than discarding. There's another card that has the same cost. It's called Tears of Determination, but it gives your opponent 2 battle rewards when you play it. So I was like, yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather play a gift. It's the same, you know, interest cost. I'll end up with, you know, only having 2 extra cards instead of having 3 from playing the card, but at least my opponent's not getting 2 battle rewards, right? Then we got what helps you have a lot of fun is Impassioned Speech. This will give all your kimonos flashpoint, since they all have the ability that when they come into play, you flip a coin. So being able to flashpoint one of them every turn, or all of them, right? Go even crazier if you want, but more likely you just flashpoint one of your kimonos, so you can keep the other ones on the field to battle and block with. And then when it's your turn, at the start of your turn, you'll bring back that Kimono ninja, and then its effect will activate to flip a coin, which will trigger all the other ninjas' effects. That because you flipped a coin, and hopefully you get heads, you get all these benefits. And then Restart, just because it's always a good win attribute card, mission card. Discard cards in your hand and your chakra area, and this turn, and after this turn ends, you can have another turn. So it's always good to have extra turns to do extra funny stuff. Especially if you flashpoint, especially if you do that as a combo, flashpoint all your kimonos with Impassioned Speech, and then play Restart, so that way that way you can end your turn, get another turn. They all will come back. They will all trigger, and you just go all crazy on all the coin flipping you're going to be doing. Get a whole bunch of effects, and then you get to attack your opponent. Always good to have extra battle. So moving on, and the last 2 cards of the main deck, typed into clients. 1 copy of Futaba. When you heal one or more of your injured ninjas, draw a card. So this just act as an extra draw engine in the deck. Chikara. During your opponent's mission phase, if you have 4 or more female ninjas in play, you can discard this in-play client. In that case, you can negate 1 mission card being played. So that's pretty good, that negation ability. Especially if somebody has a mission card and they use it as their win con, you'll be able to negate it. But the main thing you have them in the deck for is your female ninjas get +1/+1 during the turn they are put in play. And since you'll be deploying and flash pointing, you know, you'll get those extra +1/+1s. And then if you use Shizuno's ability and get heads, you get extra +1. So some extra power, so you can deal some extra damage. Because you're definitely trying to get outstanding victories, so that way you can, you know, get your opponent down to 10 battle rewards and you can win. In your reinforcement deck, there's Sakura Haruno and Hinata Hyuga. Pretty decent effect. When this ninja is put into play, your opponent can organize their team. Valid during the turn that this ninja is put into play, only female ninjas can be sent out to battle. So this is another way of doing the Kunoichi battle, basically. Unless your opponent has female ninjas, then, you know, they have an ability to block. But if they're not playing female ninjas, which most people aren't, you take full advantage of that. So I like that. I like the fact that female ninjas tend to have a really good advantage, since most people tend to favor other male-based strategies. So you can take full advantage of the females' power. Then we have Sakura and Tsunade. Power of the Kunoichi valid while you have only female ninjas in play. Each of your female ninjas, including this ninja, cannot be affected by the effects of jutsu cards used by your opponent's male ninjas and effects of your opponent's male ninjas. So yeah, I love that. Not only it protects itself, it also protects all your other female ninjas from being affected. And of course, you're only going to really have female ninjas. And that's the end of the video.